Hi everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Julie Riley and my company Chefs of the Future, a cooking school that comes to you with love and creativity. Today we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and we're going to decorate some cookies. Can you see all of those? Yummy. Thank you to the Floral Park Library for sponsoring this video. And it's on my YouTube channel, as you know. So while you're there, if you could, just hit subscribe and like. I'd really appreciate that. That'll go a long way. So, as I said, we're going to do St. Patrick's Day cookies, and you all got a kit. And in your kit, you have a package of cookies. I put out my parchment paper. So when you open up your cookies, please be careful. I don't know if you could peel them open or just very, very carefully. Very carefully. We don't want to break the cookies. So in the cookies, we have some Shamrocks. And we have some two rainbow cookies. And we have a little leprechaun. And a Leprechaun Hats. That's it. And that's just it. Make sure you cut all the way around before you open it, because what I did was I tried to pull it out and I broke my cookie. Oh, and you have these little tiny Shamrock cookies. So I'm going to show you how to fix that cookie, but it's all going to the same place, as my grandmother used to say. All right. All right, and then the other things you got were green sprinkles and some marshmallows and some green sanding sugar and some yellow sprinkles. And then you got these packages with your other color sprinkles. That's for the rainbow cloud and the rainbow. So I have more little containers, or you could get little dishes. So you'll open up each one and you'll put it into a little cup or a little dish. Even a tiny little flat dish might be okay too. So let's go over the colors of the rainbow. We have, does everybody know Roy G. Biv? That's how you remember the colors of the rainbow. So Roy, R is red, O is orange, Y is yellow, G is green, B is blue, I is indigo. We don't have indigo. Indigo is a bluish, purplish kind of color. And V is violet or purple. Fantastic. So the first cookie that we're going to do is the rainbow cookie. And for a couple of reasons. One, to practice cutting your bags. You have little bags. Mine are bigger than yours because I'm going to be decorating a lot of cookies. So we want to practice cutting our tip. We don't want to cut a big tip, but the white one is going to have a little bit more than the others. So I just want you to go practice cutting off the tip, tiny little snip off, and then we could practice on the side, squeezing the bag, squeeze it out a little bit, make it like a little circle. So I know mine is definitely not wide enough. going to cut it a little further. So this one, I cut like that and size. All right. So I'm going to take the cookie. Actually, that might even be better. Sometimes when you decorate cookies, if you decorate the bottom, it's very flat, but I'm going to go on the right side. Oh, and here I told you I was going to show you. So one of my shamrocks broke. So I'm just going to take some white icing. When you squeeze from the top of the bag. I'm just going to stick it together, see if it works. This is royal icing, so it will dry hard. And it is homemade. If you want to know what the ingredients are, confectionery sugar and meringue powder. Meringue powder has egg whites in it, powdered egg whites. Here's our rainbow. And what we're going to do is we're going to pipe out at the very bottom an arch. And it has to kind of be big enough. We have to make seven colors are going to go over here. So make sure you make that big enough. And the first color we're going to go with is purple. So I'm going to take my, unwrap your sticks. And I'm going to just kind of tilt the cup and get those purple sprinkles onto the white icing. And it's okay. They're going to end up on the, some extra ones are going to end up on the parchment paper. The idea is to cover it. And you guys, kids, you have little tiny hands. So you could maybe pick up the sprinkles and fill in all the spots. That's fine. Okay. So there, I did my purple. Could even scrape these extra sprinkles back into the cup. All right, so that was the purple. Now we're going to go with blue. Now, as you notice, there's going to be clouds here. So here's the finished cookie, right? So there's going to be clouds down here. So we're going to leave the space for the clouds. And we're going to make the next row. So I'll come here. I'm going to go around. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to fill in with the blue sprinkles. So now, this is where you might want to take out your toothpick. Oh, here I just have the bamboo stick. It's the same thing. You take out the bamboo stick, your toothpick, and then you just help guide the blue ones on. If it goes onto the purple part, then with your toothpick, just push it off, just very gently. All right, you can press down the ones that are in the right spot. And take your time. Remember, we're going to make 2 of these cookies, so make sure you save half of them. Half of the sprinkles. See, I almost dropped mine. And there. So, see how some of my blue got into my purple? I'm just very gently going to push them back separate them. But it's okay if they overlap a little bit, right? Because that's what a real rainbow does. You know, see the defined lines. Okay. Next is green. Right? So we're going to make another row. And remember, you still need 3 rows after this, so make sure you're about halfway through the cookie. And now we go green. Everyone getting the idea? Take your time. Turn my cookie. It's hard to see, huh? Let's see if I could zoom in a little bit. Oh, I don't see how that's not working. I think it's because the camera's reversed. I still need you young kids to teach me more technology. All right. So the green is done. And guess what? Next row. I'm kind of running out of space. So I'm going to make this one a little thinner. I might even overlap some of the green that I did. And it's yellow. Right? Yellow and blue make green. That's why green is in between the blue and the yellow. So our primary colors, with our 3 primary colors, we make all the other colors. So red, yellow, and blue. With those 3 colors, we can make any color. Of course, with black and white also, you add a little bit of that. So now it gets a little tricky. I slipped with my hand, and my yellow got into the green and the blue. So I'm just going to touch it up and try to get these little yellow ones out of there. Just very gently. Don't press too hard. And that's it. This is going to be so yummy to eat, right? All those sprinkles. And all those actually, any of the sprinkles left here, you could put it in a separate container and create like rainbow sprinkles. And they'd really be rainbow sprinkles. See what I did from when I did the test ones? Yummy. All right, we're up to what color comes next? I think it's orange. So remember to leave a little space. Well, so I'm kind of overlapping the yellow part too, so I could get some orange in there. Nice. So I'm holding my container directly over and just pushing the orange sprinkles out with my, well, with you would use your toothpick. Just enough. I love rainbows. Something like that. All right, and we're getting there. One more line of icing. All right. So you could always go back and touch it up. Fantastic. And the red has to come a little further. Alrighty. And so now the rainbow part is done. We're going to now add the marshmallows. Or if you don't want marshmallows, you could just use the white icing. So just squeeze little dots. And I think I allotted for, oopsie, you keep yours on flat. Like I keep picking mine up. I think I allotted for 6 marshmallows on each to make a cloud on the end of each rainbow. So you have about 24 marshmallows in there. Is that really nice? Oh, this side only took 5. So then I'm going to try to do the same and give it some symmetry. Symmetry means you do the same on both sides to make it look the same. And voila! Look at that. I love it. Okay. Put that on the plate. And we'll move on. I'll show you how to do another cookie. Let's do the Leprechaun Hats. That one's pretty easy. Here it is. Now you also got a little container of green icing. You could go ahead and open that up. If it got separated, or if it got separated, you see any liquid, you could just give it a little stir. All right. Let's just go straight. We're going to use a little popsicle stick. Get a lot of frosting on there. And we're just going to put it on our cookie and spread it. The professionals, they pipe out a borderline and make it look really, really neat. You could get this to look pretty neat, though. All right, and the secret to my cookies, I share all my secrets, because if you feel like making these cookies yourself, I want you to have the recipe for it. So my cookies are a cake mix. And to the cake mix, I add 3 cups of flour. And I mix that around a little bit. And then to that, I add 1 whole pound of softened butter, creamed butter. So there it is. I frosted my cookie. And this is not the type of, this icing will stay a little bit rough like that. All right, I'm going to put that down. And now I'm going to go for my black. Your black is a little small. Mine is bigger than yours. Yours is a little small one. And when you cut this, I want you to cut it really, really tiny because the black is liquidy. It's not the same as this green was just like frosting almost, although it still was icing. It's called icing. The black is very, very thin, so it's going to be very, very runny. So you want to cut just a tiny little snip because with the black, we want to be able to pipe it and make lines. So I want to show you the hat, what we're doing. So we did, oh, that's what we have to do. We have to do the sugar. Okay. So we have this. And to it, we're going to sprinkle some of the sanding sugar on it. Alrighty. Or if you take the sanding sugar and you put it on a plate, a small plate, right? Mrs. Riley only has this big plate right here. But if you dump this on a plate, and spread it out a bit, and then you could just dip your cookie into the sanding sugar. Nice. See what I did? I dipped it in, and now it's got the sanding sugar on it. Fantastic. And then I did miss a little spot, so I could go back and just sprinkle some on. All right. Now I'm going to take the black that I snipped a very tiny hole. I'm just going to practice a little bit to see if it's big enough. And let me just show you that mine is not big enough. I'm going to put it on here so you can see it. That is too tiny of a hole. So I'm going to give it another little snip. Better to go too small than too big, because too big you won't be able to take it back. So I'm going to snip off another 1/8 of an inch about. Try to use sharp scissors that make a nice clean cut. This one did not. It left a little piece of plastic hanging. All right. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's better. So it is not quite the width of the popsicle stick, but it's pretty thick. Thick enough. So now we're going to make the black on the hat. And I'm going to go across 3 times. 1. I think yours might even be thinner than mine. 2. I made exactly the right amount, and then I didn't have one for me. So yours looks more black also than mine. Mine looks a little gray. And 3. And I'm just going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. This should dry smooth, not like the other icings. Okay, so we're going to let that dry before we put the yellow buckle on it. I'm going to put that to the side for now. Alrighty, and we're going to clean up our space again. Keep cleaning up your space as you go. All right, now we're going to do Mr. Leprechaun. Okay, here he is. So let's take a look at the finished one so we could get an idea. Everyone, let's see what it looks like here. So let's start with the green hat. That's easy enough. So you're going to take your green pastry bag. This time we're going to tiny little bit cut off. And this time I am going to show you. You're going to pipe around the edges. So I'm going to go up here, around these edges, down and across. Now you can either fill it in with your cup and just put some in the middle and spread it out. Make sure you stay in the lines with the bottom part, right? All right, so we got the hat part. Scrape this off. And now we're going to go for, we're going to put the black on for the belt, for the band, right? Top. Same thing as before. Then we'll go across 1, 2, 3. Very nice. I'm going to use a different, just want to flatten it out a little bit if it's not on the sides. Then you want to wipe your tip of your toothpick. All right, that black has to dry. Okay. Now I think the next thing I did was the eyes and the whole face there. So 1 little dot, 2 little dots, a little nose. Kind of keep them pretty close together. Whoopsie. All right, his mouth is very close to his nose. Like that. And then you could, if you have tiny little hands, if you want to give this leprechaun green eyes or blue eyes, just take one little sprinkle and put it in the center. Very cute. All right. Now we're going to go and we're going to take the yellow pastry bag. And again, just a little snip. Not too big. And the yellow is a little thicker than the other ones. So I'm just going to kind of make little circles. I'm going to come across the top for his hair. And then I'm going to make his beard, his hair on the side. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to add a few sprinkles in there. Because I love the sprinkles. I just bought sprinkles, sprinkles, sprinkles. So if you ever need sprinkles, you give me a call. I got tons of them. Like 10 pounds at a time of each color. Or was it 5? 10 sounds like a lot. All right. Oh, and this other guy, I gave him like little leprechaun ears, little elf ears. It's up to you. I think they look cute. My daughter said they look a little creepy. Maybe because they're... Okay. And there's me leprechaun. All right, he's going over here too. Oh, well, we still have to do, let me see. Let's go back to the hat. No, this still has to dry some more. We could be patient with that. And now we'll move on to the shamrock. Shamrocks you could do so many different ways. I'm going to show you what I did on these. I just put the green down first, and then I just made a polka dots, and I outlined in yellow. You can outline in any color that you want. This one, I outlined it in green, and I filled it with white. The little shamrock. Just cover it. Okay. And you could spread the icing. I'm going to dip this one in sanding sugar. Because that's going to go on top of the leprechaun's hat. We'll do that in a second. All right, so let's see. I think this one I'm going to show you. I'm going to go around the edges. I'm going to pipe around the edges. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm always up for trying different things. I'm going to go green, and then I'm going to pipe yellow. And then I'm going to do some white. And then I'm going to go back to green. Actually, I think I'm going to fill the rest of it in green. All right, that's cute in itself. Let me see. Let me do it first before you, okay? We'll see how it comes out. I'm just going to take a clean toothpick, just wipe it off. And I'm just going to bring some lines down like this. Let's see how that comes out. I'm just dragging everything into the center. So you see how it's pretty cute. I like that. I need something in the center though. Let's put maybe a little bit of green sprinkles. Go back. Yeah, just a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little dot of yellow in there too. Alrighty, that was cute. Now this one I'm going to do all green. Alright. Spread it a little bit. Fantastic. What kind of pattern do I want to make on this? Oh, I know something really easy. You could do like the other one I said, you know, you could just like polka dots. This one I'm going to swirl with different colors. So I am going to start them as some polka dots. And I'm going to put every color polka dot on there. And I think I'm even going to put a tiny bit of black on there too. Not too much. Oops, I got sprinkles on the end of there. Not too many. Okay. Which looks cute in itself. But then I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to swirl them around. See what I could do. Maybe make it look a little marbly. You don't want to mix it too much. I think it needs more green. I actually like the black because the black was really thin, so when you put the toothpick through it, remember, not too much. If you do it too much, the colors all run in together. So that was kind of like a psychedelic. Some other ideas. I'll keep giving you ideas. Oh, let's go back and you have the rainbow that you have to finish. But I'm going to go back. We're going to finish this hat. So here's the hat. And we have to put that little buckle on there. And we have to put the little shamrock on top of the hat. So I'm going to do the buckle first. So you take your yellow bag and you're just going to make a rectangle. All in one motion. And then over here, you're just going to make like a little buckle part. Like that. And I'm going to take my little shamrock. I'm going to put some green on the back of it. And I'm just going to place it on top of my hat towards the top. You don't have to have the shamrock, but sometimes you know that little shamrock coming out of the hat. And there it is. I thought that was cute. And let's get little Mr. Leprechaun. And let's put his little buckle on. When you hold the pastry bag, you hold it above. Don't drag it on the cookie. Alrighty, and there that Here was that Shamrock that I placed together. I glued it back together, so it's all okay. I'm going to take this one and I am going to put a thin layer of green. I'm going to spread that out. I'm going to let this dry some, and then I'm going to go and do an outline on it. Probably in green on green. All right. What other things can we do to the shamrocks? Let's see. Just sprinkles, I guess. Just want to do, I think I'm going to do this one white. That's neat. And I think I'm going to give this one green polka dots. Use your imagination, and please, please, please send me your pictures. Send them to the library also. My email address is chefsofdfuture, Julie at chefsofdfuture.com. You can go to my website, chefsofdfuture.com, and follow me on Instagram at chefsofdfuture, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm learning how to do all these things. Oh, and Instagram too. My YouTube is under my name, Julie, with my middle initial A, Riley. Some other lady comes up too, but if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll find it. All right, I'll make it just a little bigger. I'll just cover up some of the sprinkles. All right, my friends. Love and creativity. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. And enjoy these sweets. But don't eat them up all at once. I see you licking your fingers. And there we go. Thank you.